Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. Back with another episode of our Grand Tactician 1861 summer campaign as the Confederates. It's going to be a little late by a couple of hours. Been kind of messing around with MLB The Show, trying to figure out franchise, simming seasons, so on and so forth. Starting a season, completely being overpowered, and then, well, yeah. So I wasn't able to record this last night, but we're going to record it now. Weren't we going to be hit somewhere? Yes, we're going to be hit. The first corps was going to be hit by the Army of Northeastern Virginia. That is correct. That is Chew, who does not have great weapons. Which brings us to the point that, in the comments, someone pointed out that I should probably get Industrial 1. It's 28 days. If I get Industrial 1 here... Can you cancel? Okay, I can. 64 days, so it triples. That's in 61 days. We're not in an area where we particularly need it, but I can deal with 61 days. I can deal with 2 months. Okay, the Army of Northeastern Virginia is backing off for some reason or another. Maybe because of the move at Grafton. Barksdale is in position to support Longstreet. Longstreet's going to come up and hold here. Now we've taken Fort Monroe. So someone did ask that I normally take this first. So we did take it. The one that we have not taken is the one down in Pensacola. Fort Pickens. Colonel Brown is holding strong down here. I'm not convinced that it's going to take another unit to deal with that, and right now I just don't think that's a smart idea. Actually, I do think that's a smart idea, because we could take this and then that army can sit at Fort Pillow and kind of guard our right, because the Western Army is just not ready to deal with anything. And at least we'd be able to have a position. However, I'm not convinced that that is the correct decision to do. A lot under Sterling Price. We might move Van Dorn in the commander's position in the future. He might take over the corps. Or his own corps. But we're kind of holding a defensive position. That is the biggest thing we need to do. We're not ready to do much. It is May, so we are in the spring. We did have an advancing force towards Alexandria, towards Jackson's corps. But it seems like they have stopped. 13,000, 17,000. Army of Ohio's over here with 3,000. There is another army around here, and I think I am missing it. It's got to be like right around Pittsburgh and Wheeling. That's why we're going to push up to Grafton. We're going to kind of assess the situation. But yeah, after this campaign, more than likely we'll do an 1862 start, and I'll tell you why. Right now, the Union's running away are running around with a bunch of armies. Well, I'm in a course set up. The issue with that is they're just moving armies around instead of actually building one strong army, which I find very strange. Plus we have 300,000, we outnumber them here. And that's an issue. So, you know what? And they're not recruiting at this point. We've out-recruited them. So you know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to make a command decision. We're not restarting the campaign. We're going to start in a time that actually makes sense. We're going to go very hard. We'll give them all the bonuses. And we'll start in 1862 where it's kind of more fleshed out. And then I'll kind of deal with the naming after the episode. I'll just continue this as being the continuation episode of the same series. Same patch, so no big deal. But yeah. It is early access. You do have weird things like this. And that is one of those weird things where the AI just doesn't have this idea that they should make cores. So the situation is going to be much more perilous in 1862, obviously. We've retreated from Nashville. We're getting ready to repel Grant from Shiloh with Albert Sidney Johnson. Really, in the grand scheme of things, we are back to where we were to begin with. We've been pushed back down here. We're kind of holding this area in the first place, and we're holding this area strong in the first place. So in reality, it's status quo. And that's why it didn't really affect me on actually changing things. Because it is status quo. Okay, now that's cool. If you don't have a policy going, the little icon shows. Oh, okay, I like that. That's a good it's a good thing. So, not great in the credit area. I would like to get this, the Regulars Act. But I'd like to get also Industrialization 1. How many are we down by? We're down by a lot of troops. And how we're going to do this is we're going to recruit as time goes on, not by pausing. That's going to be our restriction to kind of keep this more difficult. I know that's going to take more time, but we're going to do those at the same time. Stuff cannot go completely to hell in 62 days, and I say that famous last words. Okay. The Army of Virginia is under Joseph E. Johnston. This, sir, has to change. You might ask why. The Army of East Tennessee is under Edmund Kirby Smith. And this is Albert Sidney Johnson, right? Yeah, it's Albert Sidney Johnson there. Who's out here in the west? Van Dorn. Don't we have an Army of the Gulf this particular time? No, but the Union does. And we do not have that. The Army of the Peninsula, which is connected to the Army of Virginia. D.H. Hill, Jackson's, okay. How we're going to do this? We need to deal with him down here in the Gulf, first off. And we're going to make a change. With the Army of Virginia. We're going to put Lee in charge of that. In reality, since we are down here with Braxton Bragg, Breckenridge, Polk, Hardy, is there another corps? I would like Beauregard to be down here in the campaign. Third Corps, there's a Reserve Corps, Second Corps, First Corps. Hubbard, Forrest doesn't have his own corps. Let's put Hubbard in. That's intriguing. 3 infantry, 2 artillery. Or Albert Sidney Johnson. Polk is not a good corps commander. I'm going to replace Polk for right now. Can't. Because he's too high of a general. Now that I think about it, that makes sense. If I make another corps, can I put Beauregard on it even? No. Not if I wanted to. That kind of erases that idea. Army of the West is only 16,000. Price McCullough. There's Pike's Indian Brigade. And this one under price is ridiculous. Ridiculously large. We're gonna have to make this more easier to deal with. Oh, this is okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So we're going to. Jesus, that is absolutely ridiculous. Make a new army in Arkansas. Put Joseph E. Johnston sign with this. Pick the Army of the West. For Van Dorn, let's put him under Johnson. And now we can unscrew this. Hello, who do I want to bring out here? The West. French from. He is from Mississippi. Parsons. He's a Missouri man. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's how we do that. Price will have the 2 artillery pieces. McCullough will have his full brigade from Arkansas with some Texans. 2 Missouri brigades, Pike's Indian Brigade under Van Dorn. Okay, so you need to move back here. Actually, have you move. Have you stop first. That's silly. Okay. So the Army of the West is at least fixed. Now this debacle out here. The Department of Virginia holding what could be the Peninsula Campaign portion. 4,500 against 10,000 Virginians there. We got the 5th Corps, 16,000 opposing Jackson's Corps of 7. The Army of Virginia has the most, but we are being opposed by 22,000. Hill's Corps, well, we need to move up and support Jackson's Corps. So that's how we'll kind of do that. Army of the Peninsula under Magruder. I'm going to keep him right there until his readiness goes up. I'm going to get the James River Squadron up the damn river. Get them over there. Get them up the damn river as well. Same thing with this. That one's good, that one's good. I always forget the one in Texas. I'm gonna put that in the lake itself. Okay. I want to get the railroads built. We never finish these railroads, but having a railroad that eventually is all over the place that we can move troops faster be better. And I think this should fix the issues we were having with the AI not making cores, because this should force them to make cores because of how the army structure is at this time. We won't have any random armies running around. Okay, we don't hold Beverly. Okay, this is an issue. The idea with this is what? Army of the Northwest? Army of Tennessee is commanded by Edmund Kirby Smith. And the guy's he's not a beast, but he can do it. I think I'd rather have a core system here. An actual core. Okay, let's upgrade the army. Let's actually look at the other one. I've done screwed this up already, man. Let's put Samuel Cooper out west. Army of East Tennessee. We're going to make a core here. The Beauregard can't hold this command. Recruit new army. This one is going to be in North Carolina for right now. Under Joseph E. Johnston. Transfer. East Tennessee under Johnson. That's just still going to be an army, and this is just going to be the one that kind of relays the command. Because we need some more help here. What is this? Eastern. Spelling is hard. One E. Two S's. Two E's. There we go. This will be the first corps. You might ask me why I'm doing this. You might be right in asking me why I'm doing this. The main reason is, well, I need some kind of hierarchy to at least put my mind at ease. The next thing is, what do we do with Beauregard? I can't put him in a command under Albert Sidney Johnson. The weird part is you should be able to do that. It's a demotion though. Army of the Mississippi. You know what? We will give command to an army in Alabama, I think. It's the closest thing. Probably Alabama. It could be Louisiana because they'll pop up somewhere else. We don't have a lot of recruits. We don't need a lot. There's 1, 2. We'll have the cavalry directly under Beauregard. So one person did mention that the starting only matters for the initial manpower, and then once they reach this, they will go to their max manpower, which is the max here. So recruiting to this amount is actually beneficial. There's no need to worry about that, which is nice. Louisiana. Especially with cannons, because I can come out with less cannons to start with, and less brigades to start with. 1,500. Grab that 1,500 from Florida. All right, now let's hold them in Louisiana. If he moves, then we'll kind of respond. Right now, we'll hold that. Okay, so that gives Beauregard a command, and now we're good, at least to start with. Reorganization of the armies. Good there. Army of the Mississippi. I'm fine here. We'll leave it at this. Army of Eastern Tennessee is an absolute crapshoot right now. Do you have anyone that could be division commanders? No one that is set out for the job. We'll take Walker. Maybe not. Maybe we'll take Greg. I think Greg should be decent enough for that. Samuel French. Take over the cannons. Whipple and Barnes will be by themselves. Okay. Let's Eastern Tennessee at least fixed. In reality, I think I want Forrest's unit. A different unit. It's not like Johnson has a lot of troops with him. The administrative head more than anything. Put Forrest's cav there. Let's push down Hubbard into Hardee's. Actually, let's push him down into Breckenridge. Take Murray. I always lose Forrest. Forrest is going to have that core. Get him another. So what? He is in the Mississippi area. These are light batteries. Okay. They're good flying batteries there. Burrow. I don't want an infantry commander. Let's put Anderson on that. We have an infantry commander there, one that we could probably need in the future. Okay, Army of the Mississippi is set and organized. Best it will be. Army of Arkansas. I mean, this is going to be... Trans-Mississippi Army. We'll have the Army of the West, and we will eventually do another army in it. Another couple departments to hold, like Pillow and Pickering and all that stuff. We have already lost the 2 forts, so I expect the Union somewhere around this area right now. Okay, Trans-Mississippi Army. Army of Virginia. This is going to take some reorganization to do. Because Lee holds most of the command here. And Jackson does not. Turner Ashby. Stonewall Brigade. Early's brigade? That's right, because Early is the division commander. Georgia Militia. Lafayette McLaws is division commander. You have Gustavus Smith. Longstreet's a division commander. There's AP Hill under Longstreet. Pickett. Well, I think eventually takes over. Longstreet will take over this probably. One thing I don't see in here is there's Ewell. Ewell's a good commander. He'll probably take over for DHL. Okay, so I think we're good. Probably as good as we're going to get in the Army of Virginia for right now. Upgrades. Who's going to be in contact first? Probably in the West. Probably Army of the West is going to be in contact first. Enfields, mixed cav. We have no cavalry weapons, which is why we're going to try to make some. Mixed muskets. We do have some. We'll get some plain rifles from some of those. Let's take the plains rifles. Model 1817s. Lorenz's. You might ask why I didn't replace the Springfields. Well, at least they're decent at this point. Okay, now they're decent beginning guns, but with the fact that we don't have a lot of guns to begin with right now, we have to ensure that some of our most vulnerable troops have weapons. Okay, so there's Polk. Polk is all set. Finances. We're gonna go, we don't have industry, we're gonna pump diplomacy all the way up. Recruitment, we're gonna go to high. Trade war. We're gonna go to low on trade war. We don't have any transportation, but if I did, I would be up there. Go medium there. Same thing with industry. We'll go medium once it's unlocked. Diplomacy, politics, no. Civil order, I don't have an issue. Recruitment, we're probably good there. Okay. So let us begin. First Corps of Polk. Scout. Where is the corps under Force Corps right here? Separate them and let's push him here. Same thing with this one. We're going to be in a holding pattern. You're going to be marching. I need scouting reports of the men. Same thing here. Let's get that scouting report. This is going to be a full assault anyway, so it doesn't matter. We outnumber them. We're just going to move the Army of the West and at least take that portion back. You're kind of disconnected, so you're going to start scouting. Breckenridge is down here. Second Corps under Bragg. First Corps starting, okay. So the Army of the Mississippi does not have an upgrade. The Army of the West does not have an upgrade. Likely because she is a new unit. First Corps, the Army of Eastern Tennessee doesn't have one. Army of Peninsula does have one. So the Army of the Peninsula And we are the Confederates, so obviously I probably want to take Ambulance Corps as much as possible. Because we need to heal as much as possible. We'll move Hill's Corps over here, and I'll eventually make a Department of Richmond. Probably sooner rather than later. Actually, let's do it now. New Army. Virginia. Who's going to command this? Emerton. Rev Henry Wise, who's been demoted. Love Martin. Simple. We don't need a corps commander. Vic McComb. Simple, okay. We're gonna take a bunch of ragtag guys. This is gonna hold. We're gonna take volume for South Carolina. Rodney, Ashby, and Sears. Okay. Back at Richmond, what are you doing? It's going to be the Department of Richmond. This is the Army of Northern Virginia. The real Army of Northern Virginia. Okay. Everyone's got their orders. Everyone's readiness is crap right now because we're kind of moving around units. Miss a destination. We're gonna force one at P Ridge. I think this eventually is the P Ridge battlefield, this area. We're gonna push the Army of the Southwest out. At least for the First Corps, we're not seeing anything. The Army of the Mississippi is up here. Department of Mississippi, I mean. And now they're moving. The Third Corps doesn't see much coming from Nashville. First Corps over here is trying to get his readiness up. Army of the Peninsula is getting his readiness up. You see movement towards Jackson. which means we're going to make the Army of Northern Virginia move as well. D.H. Hill's Corps is going to come on. See, this is the issue, I thought, at this point. Was D.H. Hill's Corps coming over here? Could be good, could be bad. Because we're going to give up ground here. French invasion. Once Magruder is ready, I'm going to have Magruder push. Buchanan in position. It's slow movement. We're moving up to the Army Southwest. Want to make sure don't have any better guns. Some of these. It's going to be what? Jackson's unit that's in contact first. Um, 12-pound howitzers. Fuel is under him. Ordnance rifles, nice. £12-pounders. Remember laws. Let's put a 12-pound howitzer. Same thing here. Out west. Army of the Mississippi. Able to get some 12-pound field guns out for the battle. Eastern Tennessee, and we were able to get 12-pounders out. The MSG artillery, 12-pound Napoleons, and 12-pound howitzers. Army of Mississippi is coming down the railroad to Jackson. Well, actually, I just need Force Corps there. We got the Army of Ohio. I wonder if he's going to try to do a pitched battle at Decatur, or if he's going to move back. Because that's 18,000. Third Corps only has 6,000. We don't even have much in Force Corps right now. Maybe we abandon this portion and retreat back to Chattanooga. But I'm unsure with that. He's moving to Chattanooga. I don't think Jackson's Corps is going to get there fast enough. We're still in their winter quarters. Same thing with Hill. I don't think Hill's going to get up there fast enough. No! What are you... I didn't... Why? I wanted you to come over here. Come on, Lee. Well, damn. Okay, I'm going to end this episode here. I'm going to redo this entire thing again because that's some BS. I wanted him to come around and not engage and reinforce Jackson's corps. So yeah, you kind of get the gist. What I'm going to end up doing is reorganizing, renaming, and then we'll come back to an 1862 campaign. So leave a like below, guys, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.